as a relationship expert and a life coach, I come into contact with a lot of single ladies every day. Most of them come with their problem. Auntie, I'm in a relationship. This has happened, that has happened. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Auntie, this is the decision I want to make. I want you to help me to know if I'm on the right path. And with an encounter with all these people, I've realized that there are some common but avoidable mistakes most single ladies make. I have made some of those mistakes. I know that in one way or the other, you have also made some of those mistakes. In this video, I want to be talking about common but avoidable mistakes most single ladies make. If you are interested, kindly stick with me. Let's do this. Hi guys, my name is Eke Nyami and this is my YouTube channel. I am so excited you are with me. So the first mistake I want to talk about is not having a life before having a life partner. So in this life, my dear, I think that you should have a life before you have a life partner. In the sense that, what do you want to do with your life as far as work is concerned? Do you want to school? Do you want to learn a trade? Do you want to start a business? At least start something. You see, we in my part of the world, we had a misconception that as a lady, no matter what, you will get a man who will marry you and take care of you. My dear, it was those days, our mother's time, our grandmother's time. Now, guys of nowadays, everyone wants to be with a lady that when he's in financial crisis, the lady would help. But sometimes I don't also blame my ladies because the first thing that God handed over to us was a relationship. After creating us, He held our hand and sent us to Adam and said, my boss, this is the woman I'm presenting to you. And so the first thing we had when we were created was relationship. And so when most ladies are coming up, their focus is at the end of the day, I'll get a man who will love me and I'll be in a relationship with him, which is very good. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that as much as possible, try to put your life together. Try to be focused in life. Know that this is where I'm going. I am on the right path before you think of a relationship. Because when relationships come in when you are not ready, sometimes some of them keeps you distracted. Yes, there have been few instances where ladies go into relationship at a very tender age. Sometimes they even go into a relationship without knowing where they want to, and it ends up well for them. But what is the percentage? I want to talk about what mostly happens. And so, my dear, get a life before you get a life partner. The second mistake most ladies make is loving him before knowing him. Most of the times, we meet a guy, he proposes to us because we have that euphoric feeling. We don't ask questions, we don't take time to know him. We just decide, okay, I love him. A lady came to my DM. She met a guy on Facebook. They started talking. The guy proposed to her on phone. She accepted to date him. She fell in love with him. Later, she decided, okay, I think it's time for me to come over to your place to visit you too. And lo and behold, this lady went, and everything the guy told her on phone was a lie. Most assumptions she made about the guy was a lie. She said when I met him on Facebook, he was wearing a lab coat. What came to my mind was that it's either he's a doctor or he's a pharmacist. He told me he works in a pharmaceutical factory. I visited him and he was an Uber driver. Even he didn't own his own car. He was sleeping in his sister's hall with a petition, and she said, Auntie, I was dumbfounded. This is the case. You've loved him before knowing him. So, my dear, when the man approaches you, put it at the back of your mind. I want to know this man. And then when you decide to love him, you love him after you've known him. But don't love him before you. Yes, I know that there is no way you know someone 100%, but it is better you make an effort. It is better you make a conscious effort. Ask questions, ask yourself questions. Please don't fall in love blindly. I've always told you that when you want to fall in love, make sure that there is someone who will catch you, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is that most single ladies make the mistake of dating a man who has already told them that I have someone else. The man will come to you and tell you, I'm married and I'm having problems with my wife. We are on the verge of divorce, we are on the verge of separation, and you still decide to date him. You come to you and tell, I have a girlfriend, but then she has done this, she has done that, she has done that, and so I'm thinking of leaving him, and you agree to date him. Why don't you tell him that, gentleman, thank you so much for showing interest in me. I would really be happy to date you, but I'm sorry. I cannot be in a relationship where I do not know my stand. So I'm going to give you some time. Go and sort whatever issue you have with your girlfriend or your wife. When you are done and you come back and I'm single, I might consider dating, but for now, I'm sorry. So clear. But most of the times, as I said, because we love them before we get to know them, We've already fallen in love with them. So even as he's telling us that, we can't think clearly. And so you decide to date a man who has clearly told you that I'm dating someone else. And at the end of the day, when he decides to go in for that person, when you want to talk about it, he will tell you that, but I told you, you knew, and you still decide. I believe you me, I've been having a lot of these situations. And so don't date a man who tells you that I'm already with someone, but I'm sorting issues out. Give him that time and space. Let him sort his issues out. As I said, when it comes back and you are single, and you think that you would want to date him, then you can consider dating him. But for now, it's a no. The next mistake most singles ladies make is putting their life on hold because of a man. So this lady came to my DM, and then she said that her boyfriend told her that he feels their distance relationship cannot work. So she should stop whatever she's doing at where she is and then join him in Accra. Someone who has not married you, someone who is not even talking about marriage. So the best thing you tell him that, gentleman, I love you and I know you love me. And I am willing to move everything and come and stay with you. But that would only happen after you've married me. Don't put your life on hold because of a man you are dating. He told you to stop your work and then you stopped because of his insecurity. I know somebody said, Auntie, he said that where I am working, guys will propose to me. He's insecure and he's projecting his insecurity on your life. And he also decided to stop work because your boyfriend said so, because a guy you are dating says so. My dear, please, you can't afford to make this mistake. The next mistake is that dating a man who has unclear vision. He has unclear purpose. My dear, I don't mean that you should date a man who is rich or a man who has already made it. No. But I mean that he should have a purpose. He should have a vision. His vision should be smart. It should be specific. It should be measurable. It should be achievable. It should be realistic. It should be time bound. Sweetheart, this and this and this is what I want to do. Oh, I'm waiting for the grace of God. My dear, the grace of God is not a medicine for our laziness. I want to do this, do that, do that. What plans have you put in place for these things that you are saying? And nothing. And you want to be stuck with a man like that. That is why you, as a lady, you should have your own vision. You should have your own life and only date a man who has a clear vision. My dear, don't be stuck with a man who has no purpose in life. Believe you me, that is not something you want for yourself. Another mistake most singles ladies make is allowing yourself to be devalued by a man. This thing, I am very emotional about it. Because you are dating him, he devalues you to the extent that some of them tell you, and when even you leave me, there is no way you can find a better person like me. The man has made you feel less of yourself. The man has made you feel that you are nobody. The man has devalued you, and you still want to be in a relationship like that. There have been instances where guys have even allowed their girlfriends to date big men to get money for them. And you think that this person loves you. My dear, you have no idea how valuable you are. And if you know that you have value, you will not allow any man to devalue you. Only be with a man who respects you, a man who makes you feel like the princess and the queen that you are. You are not asking for too much. You are not asking for too much. Believe you me, no man treats every woman the same. Every man has in them a king and a fool. And the one you talk to is the one that he's going to respond to. So if you allow him to devalue you, he will treat you like a trash. And I am not sure you want that. Sweetheart, please don't ever make that mistake of being with a man who devalues you, of allowing yourself to be devalued by a man just in the name of a relationship. Another mistake is ignoring red flags. I've done a video about red flags. I've done a video about toxic relationship. I'm going to put the link of these videos in the description of this video. Please, as much as possible, if you're a single lady, if you finish watching this video, don't go without watching those two videos. Ignoring red flags. You know that this person abuses me, and you said because I love him. You know that this person doesn't value you, and you say because I love him. This person is a chronic cheat, and you say because I love him. You ignore those flags and hope that he will change. I always say that most men go into marriage hoping that their women will not change. Most women go into marriage hoping that their men will change. But most of the times, my dear, the men, they don't change. So whatever is going on, however the relationship is, ask yourself, if nothing is to change, Am I going to be able to stick with this one for the rest of my life? If your answer is no, do not ignore that red flag. He did it. He came and apologized. You accepted. He did it again. He came and apologized. You accepted. What is the guarantee that he won't do it again? He will definitely do it again. And so, my dear, do not go into marriage hoping that that man will change. Unless God has an encounter with him, as he had an encounter with Saul on his way to Damascus. But how often does that happen? So please don't make that mistake. The next mistake single ladies make is giving too much too soon. You start a relationship, you haven't known him that much, you haven't taken time to study him, and then you start giving your money, you start giving your attention, you start giving your body, you start investing so much in the relationship at the early stage, at mostly during the early stage of a relationship. That is the honeymoon stage, and mostly everything seems so nice. So they will come and say, auntie, when we started everything was so perfect, but yes, with time his true character will start revealing itself. And so take your time, don't give too much too soon, please, please and please again. And then most single ladies jump ahead of themselves. In my country, immediately a guy says, I love you. Hey, because you've told me you love me and I've started a relationship with you, automatically we are going to get married. Who told you? Relationship is knowing each other. And so you also have the right to take time and know him and say, no, gentlemen, because of this, that, I'm sorry, we can't take the relationship to the next level. The fact that he said he loves you doesn't mean that he's going to marry you. It doesn't mean that the relationship is going to end in marriage. So please stop. Don't jump ahead of yourself. You started planning your wedding. The first time you visited him, you started planning your wedding reception. You started planning. My dear, no, don't jump ahead of yourself. Take time, know him. Don't give too much too early, and then make a decision. And the next thing is that most single ladies settle for a relationship because they are single, because they want to fill a space, not because they are ready for the relationship. And my boyfriend was doing this and that and that. And so when he came into my life, because I didn't have anybody, I decided to give him a chance. No, decide to give him a chance when you know that you are ready for that relationship. Don't just decide to give him a chance because you want to fill a void in your life. I've told you, enjoy your singleness for some time. Tune your mind. Know that this thing I am ready to go in before you decide to go in. So these are common but avoidable mistakes most single ladies make. I just hope that I've helped you in a way with this video. I really hope that you haven't already made some of these mistakes. But if you've made them, I also hope that it's not too late. You will sit down, reconsider everything, and then make a decision. But as I said, don't go without watching the toxic relationship and then the red flags. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. And I'll definitely see you in the next video. Nyamenka.